Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of my Wrestlemania 41 predictions. Wait, this is 41, right? Yes, 41. I'm PwnShop135. In the last episode, we talked about Night 1's matches, almost the main event. In this episode, we're going to talk about Night 2's card. Now, I'll do like I did in the last video and talk about the match, pick who I think is going to win, or talk about the story leading up to the match, pick who I want to win, and to borrow Tom Campbell from Cultaholic's gimmick, I'm going to tell you how I feel about the match temperature-wise. Both nights of WrestleMania are 9 hours apiece, that's pre and post show, with Night 2 having a smaller card compared to Night 1, which is with Night 1 having 7 matches, whereas Night 2 having 6. So, let's go ahead and jump into this, shall we? Starting off with tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day defending against Bayley and Women's IC champ Lyra Valkyria. Now, Liv and Raquel got their championships from Naomi and Bianca Belair last year, about the tail end of it, and have been riding high as champs. Lyra Valkyria is the first women's IC champion in WWE, and she has held the belt ever since. Her tag team partner Bayley, on the other hand, well, she's had run-ins with Lyra. The two of them had a one-on-one match as a women's elimination chamber qualifier, where Bayley won that and got a seat at the elimination chamber. While this past week on Raw, they had a rematch where Bayley challenged for the Intercontinental Championship and Lyra came out unblemished. Well, fast forward to this past SmackDown, where there was a gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships, which Bayley and Lyra did, lastly beating Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I think Liv and Raquel are going to win. Bayley's going to cost the team, and that's going to spin into a feud between Lyra and Bayley coming out of Mania. As far as this match is concerned, it's room temperature for me. Like, it hasn't had any build to it. It's pretty much just they win a match. There's going to be, some sort of confrontation this week on SmackDown. I'm, of course, recording this on the 14th. And then they're going to have a match. Sunrise, sunset. Lyra could be defending her championship at the show instead of, in the tag team match. And they could have given it to somebody else. They could have had Bayley and Lyra face off as championship. But, whatever. Next, the phenomenal AJ Styles will be taking on Logan Paul. This match came about. Really, how did this match come about? I'm trying not to look it up. I'm trying to just go off the top of my brain. Yeah, I can't even remember how this starts. So you can tell how I feel about it. Two of them came to a boil at Monday Night Raw when they were in New York, when Logan Paul tried to beat up one of his pals, who's a comedian, who flat out told Logan Paul, "I'm not here to see you. I'm here to see everybody else but you." AJ made the save, and after back and forth, they finally have this match at WrestleMania. I'm calling for AJ to win because AJ's always been my boy ever since the TNA days. But Logan Paul might pull this out, but I'm still sticking with AJ. This feud is room temperature for me. It's going to be a good match, no doubt. AJ can bring anybody to a 5-star match, but yeah, the build's kind of lousy. But speaking of builds that are fantastic, well, complete opposite of what came before. Next is a fatal 4-way match for the men's Intercontinental Champion, pitting Braun Breaker, the defending champ, against Penta, the former Pentagon Jr., versus Judgment Day's Finn Balor versus Judgment Day's Dirty Dom Mysterio. Now, Dom Mysterio is on track, if he wins at Mania, to be the third father-son duo to have won the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, that depends on which one of Dirty Dom's daddies you want to go with, Rey Mysterio or Eddie Guerrero. But that's a joke for another day. Anyway, so Braun Breaker and Penta have had a tempestuous time against each other the past couple of weeks. Finn Balor is desperate to bring gold home to the Judgment Day, and he feels that he is, the person to do it. Dom Mysterio thinks that Judgment Day could use more members. Finn Balor is fervently saying no new members. Dom even makes the pitch to Penta. First he makes the "you're Latino, I'm Latino, we should work together" kind of pitch. Then, when Braun Breaker was down, Dominic handed a chair to Penta, telling him join us and strike down, Breaker. Penta flat out refused. And in a tag team match pitting Penta and Braun against the Judgment Day boys, Finn got the win over Braun Breaker. Over Penta. I'm sorry. He got the win over Penta. And eventually that led to all 4 of these men being in the match. Now, hands down, this is my match of the weekend. Because all 4 of these men are going to kill it. As far as who I want to win, God, that is a tough one. I'm torn between Penta and Finn, because Finn's my boy, but Penta's on a roll. I'm going to go with the boring pick and say Penta. But this is going to be a good match. So this is nuclear. In the heat index, this is nuclear. This is going to be a hot match. Next is a Sin City street fight pitting Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre. Now, Drew McIntyre, ever since the past couple of years have not been too kind to him, as he kind of snapped, blaming everybody for his woes, from the Judgment Day to the Bloodline to anybody. And his latest victim is Damian Priest, who Damian Priest eliminated Drew McIntyre from the 2025 Rumble. And Drew's taken umbrage about it. To make matters worse, Drew McIntyre was eliminated again by Damian Priest in the Elimination Chamber thanks to a small package. So, Drew decided to vent his frustrations and beat the living hell out of Damian Priest, even to the point where they brawl on top of a car and break the windshield as CM Punk walked by. If you know, you know. Anyway, Drew McIntyre sporting an iPad saying WrestleMania may be off the table for me, and then this past week on SmackDown he beat the snot out of Damian Priest yet again and took the eye patch off, going, haha, it was all a ruse. This is a hot match, and I'm going to say Damian Priest gets the win, because Drew McIntyre has been dogging this boy. Yeah. Next, another hot match is a triple threat for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky defending against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. So, fast forward to the week before, the 2 weeks before Elimination Chamber. Io Sky was competing against Liv Morgan in a Elimination Chamber qualifier match. Well, earlier in the night, Liv and Raquel jumped Io and Rhea. But during the match, when Io was on was in the driver's seat and was ready to put Liv away, Rhea came down head full of steam and caused Io to lose via disqualification. Io lost her spot in the chamber. Rhea realized what she did, and given that she was then Women's World Champion at the time, gave Io a free title match after Elimination Chamber. Now, at Elimination Chamber, despite, seeing both of her tag team partners, seeing one of her tag team partners victimize the other, Bianca Belair still pulled out the dupe, which excused her from the feud between Naomi and Jade. So, the next night on Raw, Bianca is sitting out, scouting the match, given that she won the Elimination Chamber. As Rhea defended her championship against Io. Well, Rhea and Bianca got into a shouting match at ringside. Rhea took umbrage with the fact that Bianca was cheering on Io, and that caused Rhea to lose focus, and she lost the match, losing her title in the process. So then it became a back and forth between all three ladies, as Io was set to look forward to facing Bianca, but Rhea kept sticking her nose in there, complaining about not getting a title rematch. And this came to a head when when Io and Bianca signed the contract for their match at Mania. Rhea came in, started some mess, and both Io and Bianca disrespected, Rhea and Bianca disrespected Io, and the contract signing devolved into a three-person beatdown with Rhea standing on top. She picks up the contract and signs her name, which Raw General Manager Adam Pearce does not validate. So the very next night on Raw, or the very next week, Pearce makes a match, for the Women's Championship. Io will face Rhea in a rematch, special guest refed by Bianca. Well, throughout the course of the match, Bianca takes a bunch of stray shots from both champion and challenger, to the point where she rolls out of the ring and called it a disqualification. All three women beat the snot out of each other once again, with Rhea standing tall. This past week on Raw, Adam Pearce decided he was going to take matters into his own hands, since all three women couldn't solve the problem professionally. So he booked a triple threat match, and here we are. He booked a triple threat match, and it ended with another pull apart brawl with Io standing tall. So here we are. again, this is a really, really hot match. This has been a great build leading up to it. This is going to be fantastic. All three of these ladies are amazing in ring. But who I want to win? I'm going to go Io. I feel like Bianca is the safe choice, but I'm going to go with Io. And finally, for the undisputed WWE Championship, it is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Whoa! Defending against heel John Cena. Now, fast forward to Money in the Bank of last year, where John Cena announced 2025 is his retirement tour. Okay. Well, I said fast forward, but I meant rewind. Then fast forward to the 2025 Royal Rumble. John Cena participated in it, and he's last eliminated by Jey Uso. Okay. Well, at the press conference, John Cena automatically declares that he is going to be in Elimination Chamber. We get to Elimination Chamber, and Cena beats Punk with some assistance from Rollins, and he becomes number one contender. Well, the very next event, I believe. I don't know, it's been a blur. Anyway, very next event, to close out the show, The Rock comes out. And The Rock has been, like, in the background trying to steadily convince Cody to sell out, become The Rock's corporate champion. So it was the end of the Elimination Chamber, right? Whatever. Anyway, at the end of the night, whatever pay-per-view it was, I'm just going to say it was Elimination Chamber. At the end of the night, Rock comes down with, who's that rapper that he came down with? Travis Scott. Came down with Travis Scott, who absolutely did little to nothing. And he wanted to hear from Cody, whether or not Cody would sell his soul. Cody told him, F off, I'm not selling my soul. Cena is, he's cheerleading, he's like, yeah, woohoo, tell him. And they go in, shake hands, and hug, like may the best man win kind of thing. Cena's looking at Rock, who's behind Cody. Rock, does a cutthroat gesture. Cena pulls out of the hug, looks Cody in the eye, and kicks him square in the manhood. Then he proceeds to beat down Cody, turning heel in the process, with some help from The Rock and Travis Scott. Who biatch slaps Cody to the point where this man has a black eye. So over the past couple weeks, past the Elimination Chamber, Cody and John had a war of words, where John Cena basically laid out his case of why he turned heel. And it's because it's all the fans' fault. Basically, everything, loving him, to hating him, to loving him, push and pull, the ebb and flow of it all, just gets to him. He admits that his interactions with the fans have put him in a toxic relationship that he's been looking for a way to get out of. And he also took shots at Cody. Basically insulting, nearly everything but his last name. So, here we are. John Cena himself is tied with Ric Flair for 16 championships. Of course, we all know Flair has more than that for WWE, but 16 is the magic number for WWE. So if Cena wins this one, he will have broken the record. That being said, I'm picking Cena to win because you can't do this heel turn and not pull the trigger. You just can't. This is like, you turn Cena heel, he loses, and what was the point? So Cena's gotta win this. As risky as it say, he is my lock of the weekend. How I'm feeling about this feud? This is a hot feud. Okay, I will admit it. When I first got into watching wrestling, John Cena was my boy. And I'm not talking about, 2008 PG Cena. I was there when he debuted. When he had that stupid haircut and those orange and blue, short shorts. And he said ruthless aggression. I was there during the Doctor of Thugonomics era. So, seeing Cena go heel, I was almost on the verge of doing backflips. But yeah, Cena has got to win this one. Cena's my lock. This is a hot story. Don't know what The Rock has to do with it. Don't know what Travis Scott has to do with it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. Leave a comment in either one of these videos who you think is going to win or how you feeling about this. What else to say? So stay tuned to the channel for anything else coming up. That being said, I'm PwnShop135, and I'll see you guys